I think we should legalize all drugs. I know it sounds crazy. Hear me out. Tyrion. I think we should legalize all drugs. Let's have a conversation. I'm gonna grab Bryan. We're gonna chat about this one.
Have you ever thought about your thyroid?
Not lately, no.
See, there you go.
I'm so mad at you right now, Bryan. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Bitch, you... Okay. All right.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so I came across this video.
Yeah.
Oregon just legalized everything. So about 7 months ago,
Damn, I'll smoke to that.
I guess Oregon... Let me shut this fucking up.
Yes.
So I guess like 7 months ago, Oregon legalized, I guess, everything.
Dang, I mean, they just totally skipped the starting gun, just went right for the hard drugs. You know?
Right.
Not even the weed, just go for the hard drugs.
So this goes to with everything I've ever kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, I... Thinking about legalizing all drugs is crazy, sure. But I think about this.
Right.
The dealers.
Yeah.
You legalize drugs, any old Joe can go get their fix at the proper place. Now, I'm not saying that we need cocaine dispensaries or methamphetamine dispensaries. I mean, that's absolutely
Get
fucking
heroin needles.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that's just stupid.
That is something that we're doing in Denmark.
So,
they were doing that in Denmark.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
They had the dispensaries with the new needles, and you drop your dirty needles into the garbage. Whatever.
Right, needle exchanges and things
exactly,
like that.
Things
but
like that.
What I think, and it's been my experience, and I'll probably do a whole video on this, but
yeah,
with my history and what I have seen as far as addiction goes, I don't understand if we now identify addiction as a disease, as a sickness. Why are we punishing people for being sick? Now, dealers aren't sick. They're sick in the fucking head.
No.
But these people aren't sick.
Yeah.
So I really think the first step to getting through this drug war that we are in, which has failed in...
Well, you're talking about a drug
in
war.
the worst way.
Who's the worst drug peddler? Your local dealer or Big Pharma?
Okay, well, again, that's another whole episode, so let's stay on topic.
All right, we'll stay on topic. There we go. Just throwing it out there.
Let's talk about...
not meaning anything to anybody that works in pharmacy. Just, there you go.
That's another video.
But
anyway.
There you go.
So, my whole thinking on this is, if the dealers are gone, so you legalize everything, it pushes dealers out. Everything will be at a decent price or whatever, given out into amounts that won't kill you, and then also these, like things like heroin.
Right.
You go into a facility that's safe. You're getting a clean needle. You're getting clean drugs.
Plus, you're getting the
right
amount of
you're
dose.
Getting the right amount of what you need to get you through.
I can understand doing that. I really could. Because 9 times out of 10, people that are heroin users are heroin users before this program's are going to become available. So it's not like someone just automatically did this because, a lot of times people have been using it for a long time.
Right.
It just depends. I think if they have a good education program, too, we need a really good education program with drugs. Not just drugs are bad. We need some understanding. I mean, But we need to understand.
More exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this at the more empathetic addiction angle of it all.
Right,
you cannot punish people for being fucking sick. You don't throw a sick person in a jail cell.
Right, it doesn't work. It just does not work.
That makes no sense at all. I mean, you're shaming the quality of life of people is key here.
Right.
You know. Okay, so let's jump into Big Pharma for a second. You get prescribed painkillers, right?
Right.
Why is it that these pharmaceutical drugs that we've seen a epidemic of opiate abuse?
Right.
You don't really see it too much in the richer communities. I mean, it's there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's definitely there. But you can really see a connection between the quality of life in people and users.
Yeah.
And it's not always so much as you start using and then your quality of life goes to shit. I mean, that just goes hand in hand. But these people are already there.
Right.
You know, or may have already had addiction issues.
Right.
So
the bottom line is they don't need to be locked up in jail.
Right.
That's ridiculous. That's not going to solve anything.
Yeah, not at all. These people need help and they're sick.
Help.
And there's definitely people out there that will use and abuse a system like that. I mean, 100%. It's happening now.
Yeah, big time.
But what we're doing now isn't fucking working at all.
Look at the millions of dollars spent in the war on drugs. Just fighting marijuana. How stupid. A drug that first of all, you can't OD on, and it's beneficial for a lot of reasons. It's like we outlawed hemp. It went till Trump made it legal. When was it? Sometimes
something to that effect. But I know there were things going on before Trump.
Yeah, but it's like, why even was it illegal in the first place? Never been illegal or anything. You can't even get high on it. So it's just stupidity.
Yeah,
and ignorance.
It's a bunch of propaganda bullshit, and you know it, I know it, and 85% of the country, I think, is pretty much fed up with it all.
Right.
I mean, especially when you go on the whole marijuana part of it.
Yeah.
But as far as hard substances, your cocaine, your heroin, your methamphetamines, things of that nature.
Bad for you. They're
absolutely horrible. They destroy lives.
Right.
But
they're addictive.
These
and they will kill
people
you.
need help.
Yeah.
And users.
But shoot, look at even alcohol. You have to watch with alcohol because that's very addictive.
I think alcohol is one of the worst fucking substances.
Really?
Yeah,
it is.
That shit is awful.
Yeah.
I absolutely despise it. I do. I cannot stand alcohol, dude. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Once again, another just hypocritical kind of thing, man. Alcohol completely, good and fine, and cannabis, something actual beneficial. Not saying alcohol can't be beneficial, but something that millions of people are now using consistently, including myself, on a daily basis that helps me get through.
Exactly.
It's not an escape for me. It is something to maintain my personal issues.
That's what it is for a lot of people. You've got, my goodness, cancer patients and glaucoma and stuff like that. I've got, you've got, rheumatoid arthritis, things like that, all that kind of stuff. There's so much beneficial for it. Even CBD oil, even if you don't want to do the high thing.
Yeah, sure.
You don't like it, do the CBD oil.
That's what I'm saying. There's a huge market out there for the full spectrum CBD, and there's all kinds of different stuff.
Bottom line is that it is here for a reason. It is medicine. That was the original reason it was created. And God is not against pleasure. I mean, God created sex. He did not have to make it feel good.
Yeah, I think they should be legal. I think, as far as your hard drugs go, and I'm not talking about psychedelics either. Right. So these hard drugs, I think they should be put in places to where people can have access to them, even if they wanted to try them. And I'm not fucking around. I really think about this.
Right.
Let's say you want to try skydiving. You want to go hop out of a fucking plane, 30,000 feet.
Yeah. No.
I want to go do a line of cocaine.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now,
that's a very good point.
Both of us can die. Like that. Right?
Right.
Maybe not so much with the cocaine, but hey, your chute doesn't open, you're fucking done.
It just depends what kind of thrill you're looking for.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Controlled environment, as safe as you can possibly make it. So people can either A, have an experience if they want to, and find out, fuck, that ain't for me, or people who have problems that they can go into and help solve these fucking problems instead of sitting in a goddamn jail cell withdrawing. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go there.
A lot of them have families.
And their lives are ruined. And
now they have a criminal record
simple
just because
night,
they want to get high.
And that's what I'm saying, ridiculous. Man. A simple night of maybe a couple bad choices and trying to impress a chick or something. And I'm just saying, man, something fucking retarded comes along and bam, your shit is fucked for years.
Unless you're some highfalutin Hollywood star.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you got a shitload of money.
A shitload of money or something that you're going to do.
Right, or a family member who's connected.
Right, exactly. That's why,
That's it.
If you got money, then you're good in this country. If you don't, you're screwed.
And that's a fucking fact.
And that's terrible.
That's a fucking fact.
There's enough for everybody.
And if you want to get into a racial aspect of this, no community has suffered more from this than the black community.
They've suffered the worst.
Fucking unbelievable.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is unbelievable to me.
And then they try to just expect a Democrat vote. I mean, like it's just earned. From what? They haven't done jack shit for them people.
Not a fucking thing.
You know? Gosh, I don't want to get on that.
Yeah, I'm just going to get mad. But anyway.
I tell you what, you want to know who did the most for racial integration and everything? The most, who did the absolute most to bring people together. You want to know who?
Who?
Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Little Richard.
Yeah.
Before he was, the weird stuff, Bill Cosby.
Sure.
Miles Davis.
Sure.
These are the guys, the music brought people together.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
their music
some of the great writers.
Their music was undeniable.
Yeah. And there's Chuck Berry wrote about simple things about American youth.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it great with a great beat, and it won everyone over.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Parents hated it. That's why it's so great. But yeah, it won people over. Those guys, man, and the ladies, Motown. Oh my gosh, what Motown did was brilliant.
Yeah.
Smokey Robinson is a genius.
Yes. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
to the way they dressed them up and they danced. And it was a style and an image they want to portray.
Brian,
those people did more to help than anybody else.
That's and
the kids, they don't appreciate any of that stuff.
You hit the nail right on the head, man. It's that that culture that should be celebrated, and plastered everywhere.
Because all it did was show that everybody was the same. It doesn't matter about your skin color.
More than that, you were past even that thought process altogether.
Right.
We moved on.
We way moved on.
You know what I'm saying? And
if we didn't, it wouldn't have been accepted. It broke down barriers. My goodness. I mean, how many barriers have been broken down? Even in the 80s, Michael Jackson being played on MTV was a big barrier.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, it wasn't consciously done, I don't think. I really don't think it was.
Sure.
But,
even think about even Barack Obama's presidency.
Whatever.
I mean, I don't care for his presidency.
I don't care for his politics.
Yeah, I don't either.
God bless the man because he was the first black president. That's amazing.
That's what I'm saying. His inauguration day was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
It was
to go from
unbelievably awesome.
Yeah.
It was so awesome.
And instead of celebrating that, what an amazing achievement to go from slavery, and no, I hit my microphone. To go from slavery. I know. But seriously, to go to slavery, to have the President of the United States, something that a lot of people never thought they would see in their lifetime.
Right.
And then to spit on that, and the past and all the achievements that everyone has done, that has built on the blood and sweat and tears of people, and to spit on that because someone looked at me different, and now they're racist.
It's fucking infuriating.
They don't know what racism is. They don't really know. It's an insult.
First of all, I don't believe for 1 second that these woke fucking idiots really believe the shit that they're spewing out of their mouths. I don't think they do either. I think it's fake as fuck. I think it's virtue-signaling bullshit and a money-making clickbait scam.
It just 100%. It just hit me what it sounds like. It sounds like a wrestling audience.
Yeah.
when they repeat the little catchphrases and the words, and all this stuff, and I won't repeat them because I don't get, but but that stuff, everybody knows them by heart.
Yeah,
because it's like you get the crowd in on it, and that's what they do. They repeat these catchphrases and they repeat these things, and they get the crowd in on it, and they're part of something big, and they don't know what the heck they're giving up.
Exactly.
They're so brain dead, they don't clueless.
Exactly, and they won't take 2 seconds to
even just discuss
to look a little bit.
Yeah,
to show a little bit of fucking wisdom and common sense.
Right, exactly. Don't want that. We can't have that. No,
it's shocking.
Not in the progressive, Communist Party. We can't have that.
Progressive,
right?
That's a triggering word for me.
Progressive.
Yeah, fucking thing progressive about these people.
Come to the dark side.
Not a damn thing. All right. Anyway, but yeah. So on to psychedelics then.
Oh yes.
Okay. Psychedelics is a whole new animal altogether.
Yes,
and
I've never done anything like that.
Anyone who knows anything about psychedelics will tell you these are not addictive substances. These are not something you can do day after day after day. Now, I've had friends in the past who would eat acid like they were popping Advil or something. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I remember reading about John Lennon taking over 1,000 trips.
Yeah.
So I was like,
But this is not an addictive thing. You don't have to have it. Your body isn't freaking out if you don't have a psychedelic. It's preposterous. But anyway.
Just listening to the way you talked and some of the people I know have taken them to talk, I would never say they were addictive.
No way.
You do something more like for the experience. More than
they call it a trip for a reason.
Right.
You are leaving reality.
Mm-hmm.
Damn near literally.
Bye-bye.
I mean, it is. It'll alter your shit and it'll screw you up for a few days, if not a long time. And I don't mean screw you up in a. You'll have a lot to think about. Let's just say it that way. Mm-hmm. You'll have a shitload to think about for a very, very long time, and probably a really good story. But overall, there have been crazy breakthroughs in the sciences of psychedelics. It's pretty awesome. I don't know too much about it, but I know they've been using psilocybin for addictive issues. I do believe there have been studies done with psilocybin and quitting smoking. Apparently, it has something to do with resetting something in your brain that will help you. I don't know if you're forgetting that you're a smoker or it takes that craving out.
That's wild.
There's something going on there, but
we know so little about stuff.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man.
We're so ignorant.
and we're so quick to ban shit, and that's why I fucking hate Republicans and
Republicans are just as worse for this than anything.
Well, I mean, they're just quick to say, "Oh no," and things like that.
It's morally wrong, and why? It doesn't. I mean,
I wouldn't.
Unless it contradicts, if you're a Christian conservative and it contradicts the Bible, I can understand, but I don't see anything in there, that anything as far as medicinal purposes stuff is wrong.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. People think anything that makes them feel good is wrong, period. Anything
pretty
pleasurable.
much.
Anything pleasurable is wrong. So,
Well, I think the overindulgence of things pleasurable is what's wrong.
That's true too. Now that can be an
that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's where you get into trouble, and abuse of anything, can fuck your shit up.
That's true.
So, there's that. But anyway, psychedelics they're not addictive substances. Right. It's my personal opinion that they are not. Maybe I'm missing something there, but in my experience, no, not even close. Right. I couldn't do that day after day. No, I need a full day to recover, and I think most people who have tried and done would agree with that. It's something you even have to prepare for in some cases. You don't want to be around a bunch of violent, crazy fucking people tripping on acid. You're not going to have fun.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Or even the wrong type of person. A person that may screw with you a little bit too much. You may have that friend that plays way too many pranks. Things can go really, really bad in a situation like that.
It's suggestion about things.
Pretty much. Because, again, you're not in...
Is it kind of like dreaming while you're awake?
Sure.
But wide awake?
Kinda. Kinda.
That still would trip me out. I would not want to do that.
It's like things.
I just wouldn't.
It's like things become alive. I would say everything is moving. Everything. The TV screen will sway like it's on water. The desk will move. I've seen rats jumping out the carpet and back into it.
Freaky shit.
Like dolphins swimming, but they're rats.
Freaky shit, man.
I'm serious, man. Just some of the and you're kind of chilling going, is that real? You know, it's kind of shit like that. As far as the visual aspects going of it. And that's one little visual I experienced was rat jumping out the carpet. It's fucking weird. But it didn't freak me out. It didn't scare me. It was just like, what is going on?
Randy said he saw mountains melting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Freaked the shit out.
Yeah, I watched a transition. You know how scenes transition from scene to scene in shows or cartoons or whatever, right? Well, there was a cartoon I was watching where slime was the transition to the next scene.
Oh, wow.
Well, as the slime's falling, the whole fucking TV just goes with it.
That's freaky, man.
Yeah. So there's LSD. So because I was watching the slime effect happen,
right,
the rest of my physical reality was mimicking it.
That's interesting.
So use that.
Yeah, that's something else that I think I read. I think it was George Harrison was talking about it. Now, it's not like you just hallucinate. It's like it's hallucinating with the stuff that's there. It's like it just stuff will move or this will pop out or like Jon Snow will start talking to me over there or something
exactly.
Like that. But it's reality, but kind of tweaked.
But twisted.
Really weird.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Like a fun
That's exactly right. But then again, you could, there's different, I guess, phases of a trip.
Okay.
And there's the phase of peaking.
Okay.
And when you peak, you are at your highest. And this peak will last, maybe an hour or maybe less. Hell, I don't know. It just depends. Other people will tell you different things. But anyway, the peak is where you're really going. I mean, you are going. And that's when you can hallucinate things that aren't there at all.
Ah, okay.
And that's kind of where I'm going with the whole rats jumping out the carpet kind of thing.
Right.
The carpet's moving, but as I'm getting higher, as I'm starting to peak, that movement is becoming more animated.
Freaky, man.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I still don't want to do it.
I don't blame you. I mean, I'll never do it again. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I hadn't done it in over 20 years, but
I tell you one of the reasons why is because
longer than that. Jesus.
Because some people that have taken it, it's actually messed them up. Some of them. I know, especially musicians like Sid Barrett and Pink Floyd. He took so much of it literally messed him up.
Yeah.
I mean, he was fine on Friday. By the time he came back, he was he was messed up. I mean, to the point where he wouldn't come back. I mean, he was like really, literally messed up his brain.
I can see that. Sure.
Skip Spence, who was with Jefferson Airplane, I think it was like a witch or a Satanist girl or something like that, gave him some bad acid and he flipped out and ended up in an asylum for a little while. But I mean, he kind of got himself together. But and then Peter Green, the original guitarist for Fleetwood Mac, he supposedly took an acid trip and it kind of triggered some schizophrenia or something in him.
Really?
He had problems. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, it's not something to be played with. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember, too, I remember Cary Grant, the actor, was on a psychiatrist, and he was giving him LSD as a kind of like a treatment.
Really?
Under a psychiatric care, I think it was big in the 60s, I don't know. But I remember reading about that. But I don't know, something fucking with I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to go through that.
Yeah, it's...
Maybe if I was younger, but not now.
Yeah, it is... it's an experience. Mm-hmm. It really is. I don't recommend it. I don't. But again, I think this goes back to the legality of things.
Right.
If people want to try these things, I think they should be able to try them. Because wouldn't you want that to be in a setting that's safe?
Right.
You
and
know?
also you can, like I said, make sure that they understand, that they're informed about what's going to do, blah, blah, blah. That way they can make an informed decision.
Right.
Like that, if they want to do that.
Exactly. And that's my biggest thing is knowing what you're getting.
Right.
You don't fucking know what it is, especially now, man. Dude, you couldn't get me to buy a drug on the street. No fucking way. I'd rather be sick. Right. I always wanted to get high. I never wanted to push the limits and risk my life. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
So the shit that they're putting in these drugs these days, nah, you can have that, okay? Take that nonsense and get the fuck on. Legalize that shit. Make it safe for people to use if that's what they either make that choice to try or they actually have some serious addictive issues, and here is another avenue that maybe we need to go down and get some fucking help. Instead of shaming these people, throwing them in a prison cell, and ruining who knows how many lives in the process.
I mean, look, we've done this with alcoholics and stuff. Alcoholics, excuse me, can't get it out. We've done it with alcoholics, AA meetings or whatever, and do all that stuff, and they can still be productive. Assistant manager, from one of my stores had a problem, but she does fine. It can be done. You can do it with any drug. I don't see why it wouldn't be. And you can live a functional life. And if people want to do that, well, fine and dandy. I mean, look, people are going to do what they're going to do, like you said. Everybody knows that smoking is bad for you, and people still smoke.
Right. That's me.
Everybody knows drinking in excess is bad for you. People still get drunk every freaking weekend.
Right.
Or partying. People are going to do what they're going to do. It's not. I don't think it's catering to our stupidity, but locking people up isn't a choice for something that everybody does, and that rich people, when they get caught doing it, they can get away from it, but the little guy can't.
Right.
That's not right. No.
Let me ask you: do you think, and I struggle with this, that with the advancements in technology and the medical sciences and things of that nature, that these experts, these people, they know already everything I just talked about. They know it. Yeah. They understand it. These things have been tried. They've been tested in other countries.
Yeah.
Google that shit. It's there.
Oh, yeah.
I
remember when Nixon had a study done for marijuana, and he was going to find, because he was against the counterculture and all that, trying to find ammunition against that. When they came back and they found it was relatively harmless, and that it just caused people to get high and then go to sleep. And he threw a tantrum and threw it out and everything, and then went on the war against drugs.
Right.
So he totally threw out the evidence.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But that's my point.
Unfortunately, Reagan did too. He just not really evidence. He just cracked down on drugs.
That's my point. If they know, that these things can change and be different things can be implemented to actually make a fucking difference.
Right.
Why are we still going down this road? Why?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Why?
Money? Too many people will lose their jobs. Prisons will be a little more empty, and they won't get the bankroll that they're used to.
Yeah.
Call me a fucking conspiracy theorist, but there is shit going on here that is not right.
It's another way to control the people. Oh, we talked about this before.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about the black community and how they've been hurt the most. With the culture,
especially in this area,
the culture where it's blunts and rolling and papers and weed and all that all the place, kind of like the Rasta thing.
Sure.
And then you bust them and persecute them, put them in jail for smoking weed. It's ridiculous. It's like you encourage
ludicrous.
And then they get busted for it and thrown in jail. It's like, oh my gosh! I'm like, this is why the black community is, man, they have been treated like absolute utter shit from this country, and and then you got these same idiots that have caused all this and continue to cause it, trying to fix it, and they don't even care. They just don't.
No, no, they don't.
But
kind of crazy.
Yeah,
someone may hear this and be like, "Wow, this sounds like some leftist, crazy, liberal, fucking crazy people." No, we believe in God.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, Orange Man's bad, but it's funny. Black unemployment was down the best it's ever been.
Yeah, Orange
Man
Man
when Orange
bad.
Man was in office. Same with Latino, all of it.
Orange Man did some incredible shit in this fucking country.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
And every fucking thing the media has said about him, 98% of it is such bullshit. It is fucking...
And the more people...
It's exhausting.
The more people fight against it, the more they cry and scream to the heavens and look more and more ridiculous every day.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, whatever, dude.
It is exhausting. I wish, I'm so... As much as I like Trump for what he did, the whole America First thing and, what he did for unemployment and bringing jobs back from China. And, man, he pissed some people off with that. Yeah. But I just wish he would have legalized cannabis on a federal level. Had the man done it, he would be sitting in that office right now.
It would have been
undeniable. He would have won all 50 fucking states.
Absolutely.
And all of us know
he
it.
He would have gotten the college
Everyone knows it.
He would have gotten that.
All he had to do was do that one thing.
Yeah.
It would have been over.
Yep. He could have done that.
And the liberals would have been like, maybe Trump ain't that bad. No, can't have that.
Cool, man. He legalized weed. Yeah.
It's ridiculous to me.
That's why the Democrats are jumping on this, and rightly so. Well played for them. They jumped on it. So I have a feeling it probably will be legalized, or at least taken off Schedule 1 sometime this year.
Well, I tell you what, the more they do with that, the better off they'll be. And I don't care which party does it.
That's true. It should have been done anyway.
It should have been done a long time ago.
But there's a lot of things that people should have done.
Yeah, but that's my thoughts on it.
Well, maybe
should they legalize all drugs? Yeah, I do. I think so. I think they should be put in controlled settings. I think it would push all the dealers out.
Oh,
crime would drop.
Destroy the cabals.
It would rock them.
Even just legalizing weed would destroy a lot of cabals. Hold on things.
Cabals.
A cabal.
Cartels.
Cartels. Well, that's a cabal too. When you got a gathering.
I guess I don't understand the meaning of that word.
Oh yeah. A cabal is when you got a conspiracy of people that to carry out some deed. A cabal.
Ah, okay.
But I think I meant cartel. Sorry.
No, that sounds right to me too. I mean,
very cool.
But yeah, it would push all the dealers out. Crime would drop.
Yeah, there'd be no reason for it.
I mean, my goodness, man.
Most crime is linked to drugs. I mean, let's be honest.
The change,
most of it's linked to drugs.
The change that would happen would be, it would almost be overnight. Because these facilities could quickly be equipped to do what they need to do for the right situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It could be done. They know it. We know it. Why aren't they fucking doing it? But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think it should be. You can't. It's hard to legislate morality sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes people need to be able to make their own choice.
Right. Yeah, they do.
Especially when it's doing more harm than good. And it's done more harm than any good. Putting people in jail over drugs.
Well, there it is. You like it? It piss you off? I'm okay with that. Fight it out in the comments. See you around.